Matty Blythe and I'm an ex-professional rugby league player for the Warrington Wolves and the Bradford Bulls. I am now a close protection operative and the managing director of the Vanquish Training Academy and the Security Academy. It was a bit of a love-hate for the game, really. I went to Warrington for my last year and I wasn't really enjoying myself. I didn't find that passion when I was a kid anymore and I just wanted something different. I've always been interested in security. And then just went in from there. I did all my licensing whilst I was at Warrington, and then just retired after that year. I had a few bad injuries. I had a shoulder reconstruction that year, and I broke my leg my last ever game. That's like 3 minutes into the game, and then broke my leg. And then it was just for me to say, it's time for something different now. And then went into close protection from there. Close protection operative is a trained, licensed and qualified operative that is trained to basically protect an individual or an asset or a residence. There's many roles that goes into close protection, like there's asset protection, there's residential, there's man guarding, there's events. As soon as you have your license, the opportunities are endless. Obviously, a lot of people see the CPOs or close protection operatives that we just look after celebrities. That's not the case. It is obviously people with a lot of threats against them, death threats, people like this that are scared to walk about. Even the bug sweeping, scared to even sit in their own house. And that's what we do that's what we're doing for a living, is giving them a peace of mind. I think for me it was an easy transition. I've always been interested in security. It was something that I wanted to do as a kid, but I just didn't know how to get into it. I obviously thought you had to be ex-military, which wasn't the case. Warrington gave me an opportunity. Part of my contract was they give me some educational money, and I did that pretty much straight away in the off season. So I did my licensing with this company, Vanquish, in Manchester, in November of 2016, I think it was. I loved it, absolutely loved it. I loved the surveillance side, I loved the close protection side of it. And there was a lot of transferable skills that we have as a rugby league player, or I have as a rugby league player, that was really transferable. And it was, there's a lot of fundamentals and a lot of skill set as a professional that I've took into this industry, definitely.
So you're essentially like Liam Neeson, yeah?
No. I wish I could say it's that glamorous, but it is. Even when I was on the course, there's aspects of the course where you think I'm just going to be standing next to someone for 3 weeks, but there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. It's kind of like rugby as well. The people only see you for 80 minutes, at the end of the week on Sky or anything like that. They don't see what actually goes into it. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of preparation. You're evaluating your opposition, you're making sure you're going for their threats, their weaknesses. And this is exactly the same with what it's like in the close protection. There's a lot of aspects, there's a lot of things that people don't actually see in what we do that makes an operation successful. I went to Iraq for 2 years. I got an opportunity from a friend. Said, do you fancy it? So I was like, well, it's life experience that I wanted after rugby league. It's the experience that I wanted. It's I took it with both hands. I was there for 2 years, looking after bomb disposal experts. So our day-to-day activities were going to places of interest where ISIS implemented their improvised devices. My objective was to obviously take our clients, which were EOD, which is explosive ordnance detail, nearly forgot them. And we obviously go to infrastructures as that, which ISIS tried to obviously mess up the economy, so forth. So we were going to places of hospitals, infrastructures such as buildings, schools, places like that, and just clear. It was literally a mine clearance. It was so we would just make sure they were fine, that the area was secure, the route was secure. And just getting them back and getting us back as safely as possible, mate. There was ups and downs, but again, the experience was priceless. For me as an ex-civilian, for someone that's not really been in the military, it was priceless. My first ever mission was on my birthday, and we went to a factory where we had a massive IED belt around the factory. The adrenaline rush that I had from it was absolutely, I've never felt like it ever, even before finals or before games, before big derbies, never, ever. I actually went, after that day, we were out for about 6 hours. I slept for about 15 hours straight. because I was that drained from just the physical or mentally just drained from actually everything. It was absolutely amazing. I think as a rugby league player, I've always had to work hard and you know, work hard on my skill set and work hard on my endurance, and I think I've tried to take that again in this industry, is, you know, not take it for granted. I'm not taking opportunities like this for granted at all. And within days, you know, my clients were, you know, really happy with me being there. They were always safe, they were always secure. At first, it is a bit daunting, obviously hearing that there is this and this. I can't speak too much about it, but again, you know, you can imagine with what Iraq's like as a country. There's a lot of life experience. Like, you don't really realise, obviously you watch it on TV about obviously Iraq and ISIS and Syria and the war, but until you're actually there and you actually understand obviously the culture and everything that they've gone through and what the country's like, it's, you know, it's so real, like ridiculously. Like, I literally could not explain what it's like to actually be there. Which I enjoy what I'm doing now, I love what I'm doing now. I'm still operational, I'm still working in the industry, I'm still live in close protection and surveillance and counter surveillance and bug sweeping, which we do as well. Training new operatives as well, giving them feedback on my experiences. With Vanquish, we're doing really well this year, considering obviously the current climate that we're in with COVID. You know, we're still training operatives through the company. They're enjoying themselves as well, which is good. It is a tough course, really tough course. People, it's 2 weeks, it's not too bad, or it's 3 weeks, depending on what course. But it is difficult and it is frustrating, and a few of the lads are getting frustrated now. We started with 10, we've now got 7. So you can imagine a few people just drop out or just can't handle it, kind of thing. But again, we try to get as many people as we can through this. So the future, for me, again, I'm still operational. I'm still looking more, obviously, for the company for work, in residential, asset protection, man guarding, festivals, this, that, and the other. I'm still live in what I do. I love what I do for a living. I love the surveillance side. I love the close protection side. And again, coming from, you know, from rugby league, there's a lot of characteristics, fundamentals, skill set that we actually grew up with. Being in the game, that is really transferable in this industry, definitely.